According to Justin Baldoni's brand new $400 million lawsuit, Blake Lively, in a series of text messages, actually compared herself to none other than Kahleesi from Game of Thrones. And who are the dragons? None other than Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds, and bestie Taylor Swift. And this lawsuit is actually suing Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Boy, it's a doozy. It's double the length. The information that is provided in various situations and contexts that we were so desperately wanting, and it did not fail. Let's look at the messages where Blake Lively compares herself to the mother of dragons. I think it's important to realize that Blake Lively had not even read the book. When all of this was happening, she actually chose to Google details about this book instead of actually read about the character that she would be portraying, which is more than likely why the whole movie really missed the mark, aside from the whole out-of-touch DV situation. But this whole situation happened shortly after Blake Lively began to give subtle hints, or really not so subtle hints, about wanting to be able to write part of the script. Lively sent Baldoni a long text describing how directors never permitted her to write scenes for the movies she's acted in, nor gave her writing credits, even making her hand scribble her suggestions for lines so that they could not be traced to her. Lively boasted that she had even written for her husband's movies. Lively asked if she could take a pass at writing the rooftop scene in It Ends With Us, which the characters Ryle and Lily first meet. The pivotal scene, much beloved by book fans, was critical for setting the tone for the movie, so Baldoni was really reluctant to allow an actor rather than a union screenwriter to rewrite this key scene. But Baldoni felt the need to allow Lively to rewrite the scene and agreed to take a look at what she put together. The draft of the rooftop scene that Lively was sent dramatically differed from what had been written originally. Baldoni was hesitant about many of the changes, but thanked Lively for her passion and diplomatically told her that the scene would likely end up being somewhere between hers and the original version. Seemingly stunned by Baldoni's exceedingly mild resistance, Lively did not respond and went silent for multiple days. Later, she confirmed in a text message below that Baldoni's response, of course, didn't feel great for me or another mega celebrity friend and Ryan Reynolds to have my passion praised instead of my specific contribution. Lively was referring to an earlier meeting where Lively summoned Baldoni to her New York penthouse, where Baldoni was greeted by Ryan Reynolds, who launched into enthusiastic praise for Lively's version of the scene. Hours later, as the meeting was ending, a famous and famously close friend of Reynolds and Lively walked into the room and similarly began praising Lively's script. Baldoni understood the subtext. He needed to comply with Lively's direction for the script. Later, Baldoni felt obliged to text Lively to say that he had liked her pages and hadn't needed Reynolds and her mega celebrity friend to pressure him. Lively responded that the two were her dragons. Lively went on to say they, Reynolds and mega celebrity friend, also know I'm not always good at making sure I'm seen and utilized for fear of threatening egos or fear of affecting the case of the process. They don't give a shit about that. And because of that, everyone listens to them with immense respect and enthusiasm. The message could not have been clearer. Baldoni was not just dealing with Lively, he was also facing Lively's dragons, two of the most influential and wealthy celebrities in the world who were not afraid to make things very, very difficult for him. Blake Lively texted Justin Baldoni and said, "If you send me the FDX, I'll work when I can steal moments. And yes, of course, please send to Christy. We are all on the same team with the same goal." Baldoni responded, "Great. Also, was working on the rooftop scene today. I really love what you did. It really does help a lot. It makes it so much more fun and interesting. And I would have felt that way without Ryan and Taylor. You really are a talent across the board. Really excited and grateful to do this together. That's very appreciated and means a lot. I'm deeply inspired by the film we're going to make outside of the success of the book. We have such an opportunity to not only surprise people who love the book, but reach an even bigger audience by making an undeniably dynamic and also commercial film. The moment that excited me the most the other day was when you said you're not funny, you are going to kill that rooftop scene. You know it, I'm sure. Even though it was said in a playful self-deprecation that we all participate in, it made me think of the process as a whole. Please know I trust that on the day you've got me, and I hope you trust that I've got you, if you want it. We are in this together, and we are two of the most determined people I know. We also have very high bars set for ourselves to collaborate with. That type of partner is a gift that neither of us will squander because we both care too much about the result and also the experience. I have no motives except for you to win as a director, as an actor, as a studio, as a writer. If you win, I win. If you win, our movie wins. We are aligned, and I will bring everything I have to this. Blake responds, as for redacted and Ryan, and redacted for that matter, I'm assuming one of those is Taylor. I'm the luckiest mother ever on the planet to have them as my dance moms, level stage moms. They are embarrassingly effusive. Weird thing to say. That said, they're also my most trusted partners and the people I go to first with anything creative that I touch. And I'm the person they go to first. This reciprocal creativity and support has been one of my life's greatest and most fulfilling gifts. When they loved and signed off on the pages, I felt good to send them to you. They asked what you thought specifically after. They checked in so many times. I told them that you laughed a bunch and said it's probably a blend, but you appreciate my passion so much, which of course didn't feel great for me or them to have my passion be praised instead of any specific contribution, or even just that you didn't like the pages, which was fine also. So I think they wanted you and me to see how they felt about the work because they've been by my side for far too many experiences where I've been overlooked. I spoke to you about this when we first met. They've watched me handwrite scripts because the director is too afraid to send the FDX files, yet he scans and has someone hand type all 120 pages of my pencil rewrites. They watch me be hired as a writer and paid a significant fee for it, but on the condition that I never ask for credit, which I could give a shit about, right? Obviously not. She wanted that PGA credit. It's more the principle of the dynamics at play. They've watched the other side of it too, where I'm told at signing on that I'm wanted as a true collaborator, but once we get to work, I'm really just wanted as a yes man, audience, and actor. Both Ryan and Redacted, probably Taylor, have established themselves as absolute titans as writers and storytellers outside of their primary gig, just singing or just acting or so-and-so just directing. I'm so lucky to have them as creative barometers. Also to have them as people who prop me up and make sure I'm seen for all I can and do offer, because they know firsthand all I contribute. They also know I'm not always as good at making sure that I'm seen and utilized for fear of threatening egos or fear of affecting the ease of the process. They don't give a shit about that, and because of that, everyone listens to them with immense respect and enthusiasm, so I guess I just have to stop worrying about people liking me. If you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Kahleesi and like her. I happen to have a few dragons for better or for worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we can all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you. It almost sounds like a little bribey. Like, you scratch my back, I scratch your back type of thing. It says in the lawsuit, difficult proved to be a gross understatement. Lively began altering the script daily. That was intricately scheduled long in advance, and Lively's constant changing placed a significant stress on the production crew, not to mention financial strain on Wayfarer because time is money in this industry. So you can see from this text message here, one of the producers wrote, "Are you listening to this? She's fixing the script. I think Angie's advice was actually wrong. Blake is now directing the movie. This is bad." Jamie Heath, co-CEO of Wayfarer, said, "I'm listening. Talking through it is better than not. Seeing what's possible as long as any decision is done with approval." Producer said, "Not for something that was already intimately planned. This will be every day of the shoot." Jamie said, "I know. I'm not sure what can be done, honestly, at this point in terms of Blake." So there you have it. Blake Lively comparing herself to the mother of dragons, Kahleesi from Game of Thrones, which, interestingly enough, if you've ever watched Game of Thrones and you know what happens to Kahleesi at the very end, foreshadowing? I don't know. But let me know what you think down in the comments if you're a fan of Game of Thrones. Give me what you think about that or this whole situation and the $400 million lawsuit by Justin Baldoni against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and hit the follow button so that way you can keep up with me as I go through this lawsuit and bring you the most interesting points in my opinion. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.